Hi, this is Peggy van der Plage. So today my guest is Adam Rice. Adam is the CEO and founder of Asset Direct. Hi, Adam. How are you doing?
Hi, Peggy. I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, it's San Francisco today.
Yeah, dreaming of the warm weather and the ocean breeze, but really truly sitting in London, Ontario in the gray.
Yeah, and I'm not in Africa either, so that's fine. So if thank you so much for being here. And if you don't mind, let's dig in. Do you want to tell us more about Asset Direct, but also how you started the business? It's a very neat business model, and that would be great for you to give some context about what you guys are doing.
Sure, yeah, that's great. So I think first and foremost, I lived overseas. I lived in China for about 7 years. I did my undergraduate out there. I launched a few businesses while I was in the mainland. One of them was an aggregator business. It was for real estate listings. I ended up back here in Canada. I was doing an MBA, sitting at the dentist's office, and there was a woman sitting in the chair next to me asking the dentist if he had a financing program to help her finance her dental work. Essentially, he said no, and then the woman was kind of left in the fray. And so I thought, well, couldn't we create a system that allowed that woman in real time to search options that she could use to finance anything she wants, right? My aggregator hat came in and said, okay, why don't we have a bunch of these guys compete with one another so that she gets the best deal? And then from there, it grew into one of Canada's largest personal loan platforms, powering relationships big and small, from companies like Finder all the way down to individuals now that want to start their own business selling financial products and services through the platform. And really, the company is sorry, go ahead.
You're really a SaaS business, so you are actually putting people together, but you're not underwriting loans. You're really the middleman.
We're the infrastructure, yeah. So we connect the consumer with a network of financial service providers on the other side. And then as we convert with one of them, we generate a commission that we share upstream with whoever referred the traffic. On the large sales side, essentially a big book gets built, and then over time, everything that's coming from that book that we're converting within the infrastructure, we're revenue sharing with the big companies. We do the same thing on the other side. So we allow anybody to build a book of business through our platform. And over time, they build that book larger and larger, and it nets them more commission. Very much like the life insurance agent, right? Yes. In the early years, he's building, and in the later years, he has more and more coming out. And really, the goal now is to create an absolutely global network of financial services agents that are running our platform and scale across the developing world, focused on really providing services to those that are underbanked and traditionally unable to access loans from an FI.
So today you're in Canada, you're also in India, or you're expanding to India. Tell us a bit more about your plan, because I think that's very exciting too. I love companies going outside of Canada. Usually they go to the US or to the UK. I love that you're going, to India, the developing world. It's so much more interesting, such a huge market as well.
Yeah, maybe we're a bit crazy. I don't know, maybe the US might have been a better decision, but I think what we liked about our business is here in Canada, many of the people who are coming through our doors we're accessing our marketplace to get loans from alternative lenders because they didn't have a credit history that they could borrow from a main bank. So what they would do is they'd be new to Canada, they'd come into our platform, they'd access a fintech loan, they'd establish credit history, and then we'd move them to an alternate lender from an FI or credit union, right? So we said, we really love this. We love this about our business. And where else in the world can we go to help people establish credit history? So we engaged Mars in Toronto to do a big international research study for us. We gave them a few ideas of where we were thinking would be a good place, and India was one of them. And they came back and said, absolutely, India, you need to be doing India. So I hopped on a plane and flew out to India, I think the next week. And, I've been going back to India ever since. The last 18 months have been back and forth every 2 to 3 months. And yeah, we're really working now to create banking solutions for the underbanked. And it's no longer just loans. It's, all credit products, investment products, savings products, insurance products. And really what's taken off is our army of agents. So, we in India, we decided to partner with storefronts. So what we've done is we provided the storefront with a stand with a QR code on it that says they now sell financial products. And these corner stores now help their customers access products to our platform.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. Yeah. It's a great win-win. It's great for the clients. It's great for the store. Obviously, it's great for you being in the middle. I mean, it's a big win-win.
Yeah, it's super exciting, right? So like in our pitch deck, we have an image of a bank with a big brick wall in front of it. Well, that's over 90% of the developing world, right? They can't access products there. Many of them are paid cash. There's no established track. Traditional lenders don't know how to lend to them. So by going with the corner store, we're servicing those people in their community. And the other neat thing is we can have hundreds of thousands of branches through storefronts,
Exactly.
right? Like, so we've already launched at 700 stores across India. We're scaling to over 10,000. It's so scalable. Yeah. I mean, we scaled to over 10,000 in the next month, and the goal is over 100,000 by the end of the year.
So are you focusing on a type of store as you're starting? I don't know, I'm thinking about your dentist as an example, but I don't know, the health, vertical, or are you more looking at one city and owning that city? What's your strategy?
Yeah. So we're trying a little more broad spectrum to see which stores are the most effective. So we're partnering with folks like pharmacies that can use our platform, all the way down to small independent shops that might sell, cigarettes and Pepsi. We're finding actually really interesting traction through the smaller shops, more frequented with more people, and they're in more areas where it's much more highly concentrated underbanked people. So we've launched in Delhi, we've launched in Mumbai, and we've launched in a couple of tier 2 cities in India, just to kind of compare and contrast what we would be able to do in a more developed city versus what a developing city would be able to do. And I mean, overall, the results have been exciting and impressive.
And I'm sure a tier 2 city in India is the size of Montreal or Toronto in Canada.
Oh, yeah, totally. It's Toronto. Yeah, absolutely.
It's another concept of tier 2. But, even in Canada, I love, I'm from France. So as a newcomer, when I arrived like 18 years ago, I couldn't get a credit card. It was terrible. I couldn't get anything. So things have changed a bit in the last 20 years, but I'm always very supportive of business models like yours, because I lived through that, and it's very unpleasant.
Yeah, it stinks, especially like you have a good score elsewhere, right? You've established something, you've got good credit history, you've had access to significant credit, and then you come overseas and you're left with a low credit limit and having to build something. So yeah, we love doing that. Our business has been really centered around getting people to establish track. And I mean, now we've just expanded, from outside of Canada to India, and then really the goal is to go fully global.
Okay, so
we can enter.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say we can enter new markets very efficiently, right? Yeah. So, a traditional marketplace would have to spend millions on advertising. That's how many of these marketplaces compete, right? So, big cash outlay, build your book, and then extract revenue. In our infrastructure, we get a network of people that plug us into corner stores, right? So in India, we partnered with the distributors that are doing wholesale grocery. And so they have thousands of stores they service, and we give them a bunch of our QR stands. They bring it out to the storefront, get them set up. On the front, there's a scan code for the customer, and on the back, there's video onboarding for them that they scan. And so it gives us a really unique way to distribute to thousands of storefronts. And I mean, it's very replicatable in Pakistan, in South Africa, in Indonesia, in Brazil.
I like that. So let's talk about your expansion. Obviously, money is always, the nerve behind the war. And I write quite a bit about the fundraising process. I'm a huge supporter of crowdfunding, because I know how painful it is to raise money through family office, VCs, and business angels. So I'd love to hear about, your experience fundraising, what you're doing now, because you're fundraising to even finance this expansion. Can you share some thoughts on that, some experience?
Yeah. So for us, it's been challenging, right? Traditional VCs in Canada are used to a Canadian company going into the US. They understand the US market. They've invested in companies that have done it before. The dynamics are familiar to them. The challenge with a Canadian company going into India is the VCs have no experience there, especially not in like a Series A area, maybe a Series B or Series C from a company that's gone more global. But from where we're at, they just don't understand how they can be supportive. It's so the other side is US VCs are a challenge because we're not in the US.
Yeah,
right? So they want to see you in the US and then expanding
exactly.
outside the US. So
Exactly.
it's been a bit of a challenge there. And I mean, the crowdfunding piece is just so exciting for us because we can tell our story to the world.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great story. Like, we're doing some incredible work in, helping these people go from underbanked off to being banked. And there's 6 billion people that we can help. It's not a small opportunity, it's massive. So, we're excited to get out on Front Funder and, tell our story and let Canadians kind of come in and join us on the journey.
Yeah. Well, and to your point, what I like is that first, as an investor, of course, I like financial returns. So when you have that size of market with already your traction, that's a good, that's a good story. But also the fact that there is also this more social angle, like from underbanked to banked. I mean, you're really checking multiple boxes that for investor, I think, are important, financial returns, but also doing good while doing well technically.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, absolutely. It feels wonderful to be kind of part of changing people's lives. Like, we got a story, again, I'm going back to this pitch deck, and you can see it on Front Funder at some point, but I'm joking. Anyways, in the deck, we're telling the story of a guy named Mamit, and Mamit runs a corner store, right? And in his corner store, he sells about $30 worth of stuff a day, and he takes home about $5.
Yeah.
And then really he has this dream of elevating his family and doing good for them, letting his kids go to school. And, really what we're working to do is help that corner store operator, Manmeet, develop a new business that changes his life, the life of his children, and also the lives of the local community around where he lives.
Yeah,
Right. So
you're right, because I'm thinking about the local community, but actually the person who has a store also obviously build wealth. So it's a win-win-win. Okay, that's very exciting. So do you have a date when you're going to be live on Front Funder, or kind of a
yeah, so
window?
I think we're slated for the second half of March.
Exciting. Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's definitely something I will check out, and I'm getting very excited about investing myself actually. So
That's great. That's great news. Yeah. Yeah. We'd love to have you on board, Peggy.
that's very, very cool. Is there anything, Adam, you want to add on, your business, your raise, anything you want to share? Again, the audience usually is tech entrepreneur like yourself, but also investors. So any advice for one or the other? And sometimes they're both tech entrepreneur and investor themselves.
Yeah, I think the key piece here is we're really looking to change the world. We want to have a big mark on things and we want to help people. And I think we've got a really unique way to scale creatively without that heavy investment in customer acquisition. I think
Yeah.
another piece here is, the traditional model of, a platform marketplace giving a free credit score. It doesn't really work very well when you're in a country where there's not a credit
Exactly.
score.
Exactly.
Right. So the engagement piece on the free credit score piece, it's challenged in those markets. So what we're doing is we're actually developing a credit card, and we will be issuing the loans to a secured card that would be branded credit links, that is used to essentially digitize the undigitized, right? So we issue the funds to the card. They can then use that card to transact. They've got a digital version and a physical one is sent to them. They can reload it through an app on the phone, and they can also reload it through the storefront, right?
Cool.
So if they're getting paid in cash, they can go to the storefront, deposit the cash, get it onto the card, and go and engage and access e-commerce for the first
Exactly.
time, right?
Exactly.
The first time ever.
Yeah.
So it's a really unique opportunity to kind of be part of that. And I think it's going to be a good ride. I'm really excited.
And,
But we're looking to, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
I think for us, it's really, we're looking to find like-minded companies. Like, who else is out there trying to do this sort of thing? Where are they on the international front? Are they servicing underbanked? And we want to align. Our product is compatible with many different types of products, right? We can exist on somebody else's app, to help engage this group. So yeah, if there's any tech entrepreneurs out there who have interesting kind of ESG focused businesses that are looking to do things on the global scale, I mean, on one front, we might be able to help you scale. And then on the other side, maybe we could scale for you. So yeah, anyways, if you're out there, do reach out. It'd be great to chat.
That's wonderful. Well, I think it's a perfect way to finish that chat. And thank you so much, Adam, for sharing, like such an interesting story. Again, I love the fact that you purposefully look at what would be the best geography and then committed to it versus saying, "Oh, well, I was expecting the US." So it's very courageous of you, and I think that's going to be very rewarding. So congratulations, that's amazing.
Thanks, Peggy. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat.
No, that's my pleasure. Bye, Adam. Have a good day.
Talk soon. Bye-bye.